Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Not going to be in the shop today. We've just endured the polar vortex, as they say, minus 30-degree temps. Nicer weather has returned, so now it's time to get out in the woods and replenish some of those wood piles that we've been burning feverishly in the house and the shop and everything else. So I've got quite a bit on this field edge that I'm looking at taking. Getting into some of these birches, like this one here. Anything that has a birch that has the top kind of dying, where those little fine branches just kind of disappear and those abrupt ends are, I'm gonna take anything that looks like that in here. I've got about 7 of them picked out in here. Got a couple maples up there that don't look the best, but I'm gonna start knocking some of these trees down, and then we'll get the Super M out, skid them out to the landing where we can start processing them and getting them in the pile. I got 10 trees down. It's a decent start anyway. Haven't hurt myself yet, but working in the woods is kind of dangerous. I'll give you an example right here. You always want to plan an escape route. Even though I had this one going pretty good. So this boy here, start out by cutting the wedge, which is going to allow the tree to tip over in the direction that you want. Then you want to do your back cut, come into the wedge. You want to kind of keep an even width hinge right here, and you want to be cutting pretty much into the V portion of your wedge. You do that, they'll tip just about where you want them to be every time. I had to split this one between those trees and those trees to avoid hurting the healthy ones, but like I say, you always want to have an escape route. We're on the edge of a field here, and you can see where the old barbed wire fence used to be. It goes right into that tree, right through the middle of it. So what I did was cut most of this brush out first, got my wedge cut out, got the back cut in about halfway, and then because I don't know really what's going to come down from up there, I made sure I got to the other side of this barbed wire first. That way I could stand to the other side, finish the back cut, and once it started tipping, I had an escape route. I could get out in the clear and just let all this stuff come down. And it's a good thing I did, because this branch right here came down and landed right where I had been standing sawing on that log. So if I wouldn't have found this barbed wire and would have tried to go that way quick, I'd have got tripped up on it real easy, could have gotten hurt. So like I say, lots of ways you can get hurt out here. It is kind of dangerous. Speaking of stumps, we got a nice contrast here. New stump, old stump. This one is an old pine stump that's about 100 years old now. We've got a lot of them in these woods. A lot of A lot of old wood still sticking up here, and they last forever, but there used to be tons of pines in this area. At one point, all of this land was owned by the railroads, and there was a lot of logging that went on. It was almost all pine, and they pretty much cut them out to extinction. There are some pines that came back, but of course now it's all kinds of popple, birch, maples, oaks, some hardwoods like that. But still got a few of these old 100-year-old relics in the woods. They look kind of cool. Now it's time to start skidding out. We got the old Super M going. She fared pretty well through the cold snap. We just got to plow our way into where the trees are now. Well, this might work or it might not. The ice that's beneath the snow here has really been causing us problems. Been sliding all over with the M so far. Now she's pulling them. Try for a triple skid here. No problems. Alright, next up is this big one right here. He's going to try to back the tractor in through that opening that he's walking through right now. At least try and get it out to the field. Ew. Yeah, we lost one. Got a bunch of popple logs in here now. We skidded from about an 1/8 mile in back in that way, some old blowdown stuff. We got them this far anyway before we got any snow on the ground. So, just shoveling these out now. Skid these over to the pile next for some processing. Come on, old girl, you can do it. Spinning on that ice. Clawing her way to the top. There we go. Caught traction again. Well, here's the take so far. We got pretty good selection of birch there. Followed it up with a pretty good jag of oak. Got a pretty nice piece there. Have to whittle on that old boy for a bit. Get them chopped down to size. And all that blowdown popple that I mentioned, and we had stockpiled in that other place. And then rounded it out with another couple oak trees. So not a bad day's worth of work right there. Time to start cutting, splitting, and getting it in the pile. But I've had about enough for one day. Butt's kind of starting to drag. I did a lot of sawing and a lot of walking in the snow. And besides, my boot has come untied, so that's a pretty good indicator that I've put in a day's worth of work. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you back again.